And we're going to start Periscope. Here we go. So Periscope is going live.
Hi, folks.
Okay, Facebook is kind of coming up. Let's see what's happening over here. We are live. It's Friday night from Scottsdale, Arizona. And
yes, it is.
It's been a long week.
What did that ding mean?
A whole 7 days. Okay, we are live on Facebook and YouTube. And yep, it's showing up. There we go.
Hi, folks.
Well, they can't see you yet.
Okay.
You're hiding behind the cover screen.
All right.
And so is our wonderful guest, Laura.
Laura, yes.
We're going to get to meet in just a few minutes.
Like 1 minute.
I'm not in Scottsdale, Arizona, for the record.
Yeah, she's freezing her butt off in Canada.
Yeah.
Actually, to my credit, there's no snow today, so that's good.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I'm going to go like this. Let's see, can I do that? There, down there. You look very tall. Okay, so we are gathering the audience. We're going to be talking about disabilities and ways that you can
still live frugally,
even when you have an expensive issue that you're working through. It is now, according to the clock on the wall,
the chiming clock.
It is 7 o'clock, and we are going to go live with Miss Annette here in a second.
And I'm going to introduce it, Laura.
Okay.
Okay, so here we go.
Sounds
Let's
good.
see if we can do that. There we go. Annette is live.
Okay. Hi, this is Annette from MoneySmartFamily.com. And tonight we are talking about frugality and disabilities with Laura Forde. Living with disabilities can be a real challenge. How can you save money or earn more with limited abilities? Laura Forde from LifeOfTheDifferentlyAbled.com is going to share her story, her struggles, and her victories as she lives life with cerebral palsy. Meet Laura Forde. Hi, Laura.
Wait.
Are we there?
Hold on.
We're getting her. Hi, Laura. Okay, Laura is from Canada and has lived life with cerebral palsy. She's smart, she's spunky, and she's here with us to answer questions, share her life, and ask some questions about frugality from us. Okay, Laura, do you want me to lead off? Technical difficulties.
Our set is coming down.
I love real TV. It's so much fun. Okay, did we lose audio on Laura?
I don't know. It looks like it froze.
Okay.
Laura, I can see Laura moving.
Okay, so what's going on with audio?
Laura, can you hear us on Skype?
Yes.
Okay.
Here we go.
All right, here we go. So just for our listeners and our viewers tonight that don't know much about cerebral palsy, can you share a quick synopsis of what cerebral palsy is?
Let's see how fast I can do this and make it concise or make it clear at the same time.
Okay.
Cerebral palsy is an umbrella term for a condition that affects motor and motor skills. So basically, it's a brain disorder, if you will, that's caused before, during, or after birth. Now, everybody's case is different. In my case, I was born at 23 weeks and 5 days.
Yeah, that's
So
crazy.
I was very premature. I weighed a pound and 3 ounces. My survival odds were 10%.
Wow.
As a result, I have cerebral palsy. I have quad spastic cerebral palsy, which means all 4 of my limbs, my hands and my legs, are affected, but mainly my legs. So I use a manual wheelchair to get around. I can walk with a walker. However, as I got older, that kind of diminished. Because, but yeah, that's the rundown of it. People with cerebral palsy generally have above average or average intelligence.
Nice.
Some people with cerebral palsy also have difficulty with their speech because their tongue can be affected because it's also a muscle.
Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. All right. Thank you for that. So you've had this.
I might add as well, it's not, there's studies now that are suggesting there's a genetic component, but I'm on the fence on that one. However, I do have an uncle that also has
cerebral palsy. I'm well, time will tell, but just from what you're describing and the odds of how little you were when you were born, I would say Wow, that's truly amazing that you're here. And this is pretty awesome that we get to interview you tonight. So
I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
absolutely. And again, Laura's website is lifeofthedifferentlyAbled.com, and she writes a blog.
And I'm actually on YouTube, which is also linked there on my blog as well.
Okay, yes. So yeah, check out her YouTube channel. That's also a lot of fun. And she puts up a lot of stuff, and this is awesome. Okay, so let's dive right in. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions.
Okay.
And then you can fire back, and we'll then
because Laura has some questions for us.
Yes,
she wants to
yes.
Kind of test us to see if we know how to live frugally.
No, actually, Laura wants to be able to share some frugal tips with her viewers as well. So we're going to share this broadcast. Okay, so Laura, how do you share? How do you shop for bulk items or bulky?
This is a funny story because my roommate Sarah and I were invited to a wedding. And we decided to look through the registry. We picked the item we wanted, but it wasn't available online, which is what we normally do if it's a big item and it's available online. Of course, we'll go to the online version because we both have cerebral palsy.
Right.
And we both use wheelchairs. So we go to the store where it was on sale, and they had a 2-piece. We were buying a gift set, okay? So they had the individual, you could buy the plate and the cup, the individual plate setting, or you could buy 16 of them for like half the price of 4 of the individual sets.
Wow.
So I was like, okay, well, we'll just buy the 16. Well, that came in a giant box. How are we going to get this home? I put it on my lap, and I wheeled through the mall. I probably looked like I was intoxicated because I use a manual wheelchair, so in order to propel myself, I have to alternate arms. So I'm zigzagging through the mall, and people are looking at me going, do you want me to carry that to your car?
Oh.
I'm taking the bus. That's the other thing about me. I don't drive. So I was taking the bus with this ginormous box.
Oh my gosh.
But it still probably looked really weird.
How did you do that? Obviously, I know, but the bus driver, Laura, the bus driver had to have helped you, move the package.
Because they come right door to door. So they we just set it down at the doorway and waited for the bus. And then they put it in our apartment building. And then when we got inside the apartment building, we put it on the floor in front of us, and I used my feet to push it down the hall to my apartment.
Unbelievable. Good for you. Okay, so share with us the story about your hutch and china cabinet. Uh-oh, what happened to volume?
It's causing problems for people listening, so I'm going to turn it down.
I took my email, one of them.
I need to get you.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay.
Wait, I'm sorry. Steve had to turn down volume, and so I'm having a tough time hearing you. Hang on, Laura. He's going to grab me some headphones. I think with all the different platforms that we're trying to air on right now, it's becoming a little tricky. So give me just a second here. He's going to plug in some headphones so that I can hear what you're saying to me. All right? All right, here we go. Here come the headphones. All right. I don't know if this is going to reach real well. Okay. All right. Now talk to me, Laura. Oh, perfect. Yes. I'm sorry. So go back and ask me the question you were going to ask me. We wanted to talk about your hutch and china cabinet. Yes. Yes. Steve, can you pop up the picture of the china cabinet? How is that going to do?
It's going to take me a second.
All right. He's going to work on that. Go ahead and start talking, Laura. Yes. Oh, yes. Swip swap. Yep. Okay. Wow. Yep. Right. What? Yeah, okay. How'd you move that thing? Oh, nice. Nice. Yes, way to go. Yeah, it is beautiful. And Steve, how you having any luck there with the picture?
It's coming.
All right, he's getting that.
Oh,
That's
it's sideways.
So basically, Laura, our next question was, how do you shop and get around? I think you kind of answered that with the first one. You take the bus and you have a wheelchair. Wow. So no impulse. No impulse. Gosh, I feel like fast food tonight, huh?
We're getting the hutch up.
Oh, an app that delivers food if they have a craving for fast food. That's awesome.
Everybody's gonna have to turn their head sideways to see the hutch.
Why?
You came in sideways.
Yeah, you can. It's still a pretty picture. Okay, all right, Laura, why don't we jump and have you ask me a couple of questions now? Yes. Oh, gosh, I didn't grab it. Honey, can you run and grab the cookbook? My favorite one. Mm-hmm. And then he's going to put up a link. My favorite one, seriously, this is the best cookbook, is called the Good Housekeeping Illustrated Cookbook. My mom gave it to me when we first got married, and the recipes are easy to understand. They're really delicious. And the thing I love about that cookbook is when I was starting out, it had a picture for every single recipe. It has like a picture directory up front. So I could look at whatever I made and figure out if I had done it right or if it didn't turn out right. Most of the time it turned out terrific. Let me give you an example. I love their split pea soup recipe, their cheese sausage spinach pie. I've modified a little bit to call it Italian sausage spinach pie. Here is the cookbook. Can you all see that? I know I've got, okay, good. Just absolutely delicious recipe. We also have used their pancake recipe and we quadruple it, and we've added a few special ingredients too. They've got a wonderful dinner roll recipe. Their brownies from scratch, again, modified. Yes, it is. It's amazing. Okay.
So, technically, I need to put her back on.
Okay.
Because I think Skype is not bringing audio. So, Laura, talk to me for a second.
Hi, can everybody hear me?
Okay, I think that's solid. Okay.
All right, so I got to take off my headset now. All right, so and you're getting feedback from everybody?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, just look. I'm going to just fan through this cookbook.
Goodness, that's awesome.
Just look through this cookbook. It's got pictures for everything. It's truly amazing. I heard somebody say that if you use more than 3 recipes from a cookbook, it's a good cookbook. Well, I can't even remember every recipe I used from this cookbook. And it's showing its age at this point.
Right. Can you still get it? Is it at a pick or is it still in existence?
Yes, it is still out there. You can buy it new or you can pop online at Amazon and probably eBay and find it used or new. Quite often I will find it at thrift stores, but it is available online. Especially for folks with disabilities like you are, Laura, it sounds like the online shopping is really a blessing.
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Okay. All right. So your next question, do you want to ask me that?
Sure. Now I have to caveat this with, I have 7 support staff right now that basically help us manage our household, meal prep, laundry, dishes, personal care, like showering as well. Because both my roommate have cerebral, and I have cerebral palsy.
Right.
So they basically, with our direction, of course, it's totally self-directed care.
Right.
They run our house.
Right, but what I think what you're saying, Laura, is the medical care in Canada is really good, and so somebody with a disability like yourself, you are allowed to have 7 support staff, which I think enables you to live independently.
Almost definitely. I cannot live independently without them.
Right. But you still have to direct them. You still have to give them assignments.
Care,
right,
they take direction from us.
Which means, like you were saying earlier, you have to be super disciplined And like, you can't have people showing up and not have a task list of things for them to do. So, yeah, good for you.
Yep. I'm extremely organized to a fault.
Yes.
It's kind of annoying, says Sarah, my roommate, but it works. So.
Okay.
So the debate in our household is cloth or paper napkins.
And you know what? We've debated that on our Facebook fan page too. Cloth versus paper. What's better? I think paper ends up being more costly if you use it one time and toss it. Like if you use a paper napkin for the entire day for all 3 of your meals, if it's not, obviously you can't do that with something like barbecue ribs or something super messy. But if you have simple meals that are not super messy and you can use one napkin a day or one paper towel a day, that might be worth it. So you have to figure out, we used to keep colored napkins. So everybody knew which color they had. And we would change our napkins once every couple of days. So we wouldn't even change our napkins every day. If you feel like you have to change your cloth napkins every day, they probably aren't worth it.
Right. I grew up in a household with cloth napkins, so I was just curious what your thoughts were.
Does that make sense, what I'm saying?
Does.
Okay.
It does,
I gotta adjust the volume when she talks, so make sure
Okay.
Okay. Here we go.
All right. Go ahead and ask me that third question, and then we'll hop back to my questions for you.
Okay. Okay. How do you host a party on a budget?
We are party people over here, and we like.
I've noticed.
We like to have a good time, and so one of our favorite kinds of parties to do is to have a game night, and we cook the main dish. And we invite maybe 4 or 5 other couples over, and they all bring side dishes, and we share a meal together. And then we play games, because board games and card games and number games and word games, there's so many great games out there. We have a page. We should do our money saving tips activities page, but we should also do our review section where we've got games. Can you do those links? Steve's going to put up some links. But we are a game-loving family, and we grew up with our kids playing games also. And so at this point, when our kids come and hang with us for a day, like on a Sunday afternoon, they are more than happy to play games and jump right in. Yeah, I mean, we even have like this bookcase game called Stocks and Bonds, which they all love. And once a year for either Mother's Day or my birthday, I get to pick a game. And so I always pick Clue. It's probably not their all favorites, but they'll play it because I ask them to.
Right.
And we'll play things like Taboo and Catchphrase and Settlers of Catan and Puerto Rico. Oh gosh, there's so many great games out there.
I know you did a video on spoons.
Yes.
Tell her what our rule is on your birthday.
Oh, on your birthday, if you get a game day on your birthday, this is the funnest thing ever. You get to pick and change one rule.
Oh my goodness, that's chaos.
I know. No, it's awesome. So like when we've played Settlers of Catan, I'm adjusting my seat. Normally, if the dice rolls a 7 and you have more than 7 resource cards in your hand, you have to give back to the bank anything more than 7. Well, there's been games when some of the kids have had 15, 20 resource cards in their hand and they lose it all. So one time when it was my birthday and we played Settlers of Catan, I made a rule and I said, when a 7 is rolled, the bank gets nothing. Basically, when a 7 is rolled, I get half of whatever you have above 7, and you get to keep the rest.
And this game went on for hours, didn't it?
It does take 2 or 3 hours to play, but it was a blast. And And there were actually times I won on my birthday.
So which board game page did you want me to see?
Do the whole like, don't we have just whatever the landing page is for games where you see all the games? Yep. Do that one. So yeah, I mean, holidays are another big thing at our house. We're getting ready to do an Easter holiday, and because our kids are married and have in-laws, what we've decided is we're going to do our Easter celebration not on Easter Sunday, but on Saturday, because that will make less conflict for our kids with their in-law situations. And we'll do an Easter egg hunt for the little kids that come, and I'll cook Italian and Greek food that day. Last year we also did a water balloon toss with targets on the driveway.
It wasn't water balloon toss, it was water balloon launchers.
Oh, that's right, it was launchers. Oh my gosh. And then we did wiffle ball in the cul-de-sac, and oh my gosh, I made one pan of lasagna, one pan of Greek lasagna called pasticcio, a big casserole of tomades, which is stuffed grape leaves with avolemino sauce.
Avolemino means?
It's egg lemon. And
I didn't even know she could speak.
I'm sorry. And then we had people, potlucked and side dished salads. A lot of people brought salads. We had a wonderful cucumber, tomato, onion salad and a green salad.
But the way you do a party on a budget is you plan to bring the main dish.
Right, I said that. I did say that.
Let everybody participate.
Yeah, I did say that.
No, potluck.
Right, potluck. And everybody loves to pitch in, whether it's drinks or dessert or dinner rolls, whatever you need for your side dishes. You have to figure out if you've got people that are coming that are cookers and like to make something, or if they're non-cookers. And there's usually plenty of things you can ask the non-cookers to bring to round out a potluck party.
Yeah.
Okay, does that answer your question, Laura?
Yes, thank you. That was extremely helpful.
Okay. All right, now I'm going to hop back to a few of my questions.
Okay.
How do you save on vacation? You sent me some notes and said you do use gift cards, and sometimes you'll use travel companies or hotels.com. Explain how you do that and where you go.
There is an app. I don't know if it's Apple or it's for sure Android, because I have an Android phone, called Slidejoy.
Spell that? Can you spell that?
SLIDE, and then joy, the word joy, JOY.
Okay.
Slidejoy, yeah. And it is basically a interface that's like a lock screen that sits when you go to unlock your phone. And every time you unlock your phone, it gives you points. And I don't know if there's a set number of points, but it gives you points, and every couple thousand or something, you can redeem it for a gift card.
Nice.
Amazon, PayPal, whatever. There's a bunch. Starbucks.
Nice.
Yeah. So I have it on my phone, and about every 2 months, it's not fast by any means, but every 2 months I get $5 Amazon.ca, because I'm Canadian, cards. And then, yeah. So that's one way. And then they also have a hotels.com portal in there as well. And with hotels.com, for every 10 nights, I think you get a free night, if I remember correctly.
Nice.
Yeah. And so we went to a local travel agent because I'm intending to, okay, for the record, everybody, I've had a kidney transplant recently because I was born with smaller kidneys. I think they just gave out. So I just had it, and my plan now, because I'm well, is to go on a vacation somewhere. Haven't decided where, but thought I should start saving.
That's awesome.
So as a result, I was like, okay, how do I save and not spend it elsewhere? Put it on gift cards. So any extra cash we have at the end of the month, we put on gift cards with this particular travel agent, and over time, we then can pay for hotels, accommodations, flights, yada, yada, yada.
That's awesome. That's a great little system.
Now, when you travel, it's not just you traveling by yourself.
I have my roommate, so my roommate comes, with as well, and we share a personal support worker. And to cut costs again, we put 3 of us to a room.
Right.
Yeah.
Great. I'm so proud of you. You are doing so great.
I'm a little bit of a go-getter.
You are. Okay, share with us about the hobby that saves you money and brings you joy. Share with us about that. And then, Steve, we need a picture for that, I believe.
We need a picture of that for sure, yeah. Well, one of our former support staff got telling us about the Yarrow Garden. Now, if you don't know what it is, it's a small hydroponic, there's a grow light with it, but it lets you grow herbs all year round. Well, anything really, but I'm growing herbs right now. And that picture that Steve's about to put up.
It's sideways, darn it.
Sorry, everybody.
Hold on, I'm gonna fix that.
No, don't worry about it.
I'm gonna fix it.
All right, keep going, Laura.
So I'm growing right now, growing parsley and basil. We have a basil plant and we can't keep up with it. It's prolific. And basil in the store, I think it's something fresh. It's like $3 a thicky, right?
Right.
It's something really expensive anyway. Here, anyway. And in the middle of winter in Canada, you're not going to get it. It's going to jack the prices up even more.
Don't worry about it.
So it saves us a ton of money.
Okay.
And yeah.
You know, you might want to try growing lettuce. I hear lettuce. I hear lettuce is pretty easy to grow, like in pots. And I would imagine hydroponics would also allow you to do that, which would be really fun.
It grows prolifically in this thing, and I don't doubt it. So based on my basil plant.
Yeah. You might even be able to throw, I don't know how big your pots are, but throw some stuff in like parsley with your basil or chives.
We have parsley with it.
Okay, good.
Dill, but the dill didn't last because it kind of died off, I think. So.
Okay.
But dill's such a fragile plant too that, you know, that might be a thing. I'm going to start growing peppers.
Nice.
Eat a lot of peppers. It'll grow anything that doesn't, like, it's not a root vegetable, basically, because it grows up, not.
Right. That makes sense. Okay. All right. So let's jump back to the questions that you have for me, and then we'll round it out. We'll end it with answering any questions anybody else has. Are we getting some feedback from folks?
From Periscope.
Okay. What about Facebook or? Okay. All right. So go ahead, Laura, and ask me the last questions you have for me so I can answer for your viewers.
All right. I've lost where it is. Hang on. Oh, here it is. It was the one about what's the coolest opportunity you and your family has gotten because of being frugal?
Okay, so repeat the question.
Okay, the coolest opportunity that my family has gotten for being frugal is being on national TV. It was crazy. I mean, we've done so many of the national TV shows out there, from Good Morning America and the Today Show 8 times to Nightline and 2020 and Dr. Phil and the Talk and the Marie Osmond Show and Montel Williams. I mean, the list just goes on and on.
Yeah.
And it's been fun. I mean, our kids, you know, thought it was hilarious to go through the green room and get makeup. And usually wardrobe didn't have to change what we did because we spent a lot of time coordinating our outfits and picking nice clothes. But you know, we had to be looked over by wardrobe in many cases. And so
cohesively matching sort of?
Yeah, not exactly like not exactly the same color, but blending of colors that looked okay. So that was really, really fun doing all those TV shows, because we got to go to New York and we got, you know, some discount tickets to the Broadway shows, and we got to see, you know, each trip we tried to pick one thing that was really fun to see. So maybe it was the Museum of Art, Modern Art, or it was the Natural History Museum, or it was...
It doesn't really come alive at night. We asked the security guards.
One time we did a United Nations tour, and there's a lot to see in New York. And so it's really been a blast to go there. Central Park has an amazing carousel, and we've seen some celebrities walking around the streets and around Central Park, and it's been hilarious, awesome for us. So yeah, so
let's take a break. Talk to the people who are watching.
Okay.
ask a good question.
Okay, do any of you that are watching the show tonight have questions for us or for Laura? So fire them off.
Whatever.
Laura, can you see your newsfeed to see if we've got any questions to answer? And
I can't. So I sent everybody to you guys.
Okay.
So.
All right. And Steve is checking ours. And let's finish up with that last question, Laura, and then maybe there'll be some other questions we can wrap up the show with.
Oh, I found it. Okay. What do you recommend in terms of kitchen storage containers?
Yes.
General kitchen essentials.
Okay, actually, we have 2 more questions. Okay, for kitchen storage, Rubbermaid containers are awesome. But again, it's what you can afford. So if all you can afford is to recycle your glass jars that things come in, or some of your other containers that things already come in, recycle. Just make sure you label everything, that you have a way, buy a roll of masking tape and make sure you put a piece of masking tape on each thing and label what's in there, because you if you can't figure out what it is, you've wasted your money.
And we just discovered that today when I cleaned out the freezer, and 90% of it has to go.
Right. Now, Black Friday is one of our favorite times of year because they will sell those plasticware sets oh gosh, they'll be like 36 pieces for $7 on Black Friday. So, and I think just about every discount retailer has them. So make sure you pay attention and you buy one for you and one to give as a wedding shower present when Black Friday rolls around. But yeah, even labeling Ziploc bags, make sure if you put stuff into your freezer, whether it's in a container or a Ziploc bag, have a marker handy and write on the bag what it is.
Yeah. And because of my kid, you have to be very aware of expiry dates and such. So
actually, we don't worry too much about expiring dates.
Because it's shelf, yeah, okay.
Because, you know, what we tell people is use your 5 senses. If it looks okay, if it smells okay, if it feels okay, if it tastes okay, guess what? It's probably okay. You know, things like cooking oil, peanut butter, certain things, oil. Yeah, I said cooking oil, but those can go rancid over time. So, right. So you can keep those in your refrigerator or your freezer. Refrigerator will suspend deterioration if you want to do that. So, yeah. And then the other thing to keep in mind when you're cleaning out a freezer, remember that, you know, obviously if you can't tell what something is, that's probably not a good thing. But if you can tell what something is, oftentimes you can take those packages of meat bits and vegetables and rice and throw them into a pot and make a wonderful pot of soup.
We'll talk about garbage soup. How you do
Yeah. I once, I heard about this thing from a reader a long time ago called garbage soup, where when you're cooking meals, if you have like 1 portion of vegetables or 1 portion of meat and a little bit of gravy, you throw it into they said a gallon jar. But, you know, gallon jars are very breakable. It could be a large plastic container as well.
Right.
And you just throw stuff in there, and when it gets full, you dump it into a pot, maybe add a can of diced tomatoes.
Whatever,
and you've got a delicious, delicious pot of soup. And when it's cold in the wintertime, I don't know, we've been feeling like eating a lot of soup lately.
Yeah. That's one thing I'm not, is a soup person.
Oh.
I don't know why. I don't know.
Well, maybe it's hard for you to eat. Is it hard for you to eat?
No, I just never want to, this has never been one of those.
Okay.
It's just I don't know.
Okay, so it's probably a texture thing, but that's okay.
Yeah, no.
Okay, so let's go to the last question.
I've lost what the last question is.
Okay, the last question you had wanted to ask me was there any tips that we had for generating extra income?
Oh, right, yeah.
And I'm assuming you're talking about any extra income for people with disabilities.
Correct.
Okay, so we've got a couple that we thought of, and you let us know if you think that's doable. One of the things you can do is if you have a college degree, you can teach on VIP Kid. And Steve's going to put up a link for our affiliate.
Mm-hmm.
We do get a portion, and that helps us run our company. VIP Kid is a teaching platform for teaching English to Chinese children. And basically you're paired up with it's one-on-one tutoring, and it really does develop into a mentor relationship because it's a long-term thing that you develop with a kid, and they pay for that, and it's something people can do from home. And
that's what I'm always looking for, stuff that I can do from home. So this is genius because I didn't know about it.
Yeah, and you work it around your schedule. So yes, VIP Kids, Steve's putting up the link right now to sign up for their affiliate program. You getting that up?
Yeah, for their affiliate program, but to sign up.
So to be a teacher.
So that you can be a teacher. But just know that it's the recruitment is kind of...
It is strict. And if you don't make it into VIP Kid, we have a couple of other platforms that people can try for online teaching. And we're going to do a show on that probably in a couple of weeks. Okay. Yes. The other thing is to consider selling stuff online, like, books you no longer need, movies, CDs, medical supplies, all that stuff can be sold on online platforms like eBay, OfferUp, Craigslist, Mercari.
Our challenge is knowing how to price them.
Right. Well, what you do is you look on those platforms for the item that you want to sell.
Okay.
And then you can see what other people are asking for it.
That's the trick.
And if you really want to sell it, you price it just a little under the market.
Okay.
Or if yours is like a little better quality, then you price it the same as the one that's...
Yeah.
Okay. But our rules for Craigslist are that the item is either like right inside the front door or at the front edge of our garage. We don't leave it outside. There's always 2 people home.
Yeah.
We only...
Safety first, people.
Yeah, we only take cash. No PayPal, no checks.
We won't even take Canadian dollars.
Why not?
Only cash. And so that is another way that people can make money. And really, I'm assuming Canada is pretty much the same as the United States. But in the United States, we have so much stuff in our houses. Easily, we could either donate it or turn around and sell it and make money off of it.
I'm just looking around my apartment for stuff I can do
right. Another...
You can't sell your roommate.
Yeah.
No.
Another thing people can do is, if they're kind of handy or crafty, is open an Etsy store. You want to put up a link for that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Steve put up a link for selling on Etsy.
No, I just mentioned it. It's not...
Okay, but we okay. So Etsy is we have an article, actually. Steve put up a blog that talks about buying and selling used stuff. And Etsy is a great way if you're a painter, a jewelry maker, our daughter. Actually, you want to put up our daughter's page? Put up our daughter's Facebook page and her Etsy store. That's what we forgot. Our oldest daughter, Becky, actually is doing very, very well on Etsy. She makes tiny clay animals. They fit in the palm of your hand, and she'll make them into ornaments or statues. She'll put a base on them if you want a statue. She'll even make them into a music box if you want. And she started out by making realistic little clay horses, and then quickly it turned into fantasy horses. And then people were like, wait, can you make dogs and cats? And so now she's doing a lot of pet memorials for people. They'll send her a picture of one of their most precious animals that has passed away, and she'll make a little replica of that. And she was so busy this last December. I didn't even think she was going to get her Christmas stuff up, her decorations up. It was nuts. And so So that's
and that's not really something that she can have help with by others either.
Right. I mean, maybe packaging stuff, but nobody can really sculpt the stuff. So it's really her. And she loves doing it. And she's broadened her horizons. Now she does wild animals, like she's done giraffes and tigers and elephants. And she does woodland creatures like beavers and foxes and squirrels. Oh, they're so cute. And she's even done dragons. And
Oh, that's so fun.
yeah, we were over there this week and she was actually making
chickens.
Oh, unbelievable. She's getting little chickens, and she's getting
awesome.
She's doing bunnies for Easter. So anyway, Steve's going to put up, did you put up her Facebook and her Etsy? Okay. And
so there's a few questions.
Okay, so the last thing I want to share is audiobooks. There's a company where you can read audiobooks, and it's volunteer. But as you volunteer and become good at it, there is always that chance that you can become a professional reader for audiobooks.
Right.
So that's another thing you can. LibriVox.com is where you .org. It's LibriVox.org is where you can go to volunteer reading books. And then, like eventually you could turn into something professional for you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We're going to field some questions now.
Just a couple.
Okay.
Barb wants to know, I want to move to a new state, especially during the winter. Most people do want to do that. How would you suggest I check out where to live? Should I rent for a few months, try Airbnb? I don't want to buy until I know the area well.
Yes, Barb, absolutely. That is so smart. There are Airbnbs. You can check that out. There are Airbnbs that will rent, like casitas, guest houses, small apartments, or a room. And you can stay for a month or more if you want. It depends on, who the host is and how they have things set up. A lot of hosts give discounts for monthly rates. Honey, you want to put up there's 2 links for Airbnb, hosting and just signing up for your own account to be a guest. And if you go to our Airbnb page, you can pop on my computer. Can't. Okay. Anyway, I didn't think about getting those. Darn it. There is, there's houses all over the world.
We know somebody who was a teacher.
Yes.
In
Wisconsin. And was interested in, so it was cold. She was a college professor. She was interested in moving and retiring in Arizona. So she came out to Arizona for a month to stay and go visit the parks and really get a good feel for the area before she decided, do I really want to retire here? I don't know what she did end up deciding, but it was great that she was here for a month. So yes, that's so smart, Barbara. If you're thinking about relocating, go and stay someplace, and an Airbnb is a great option for at least a month.
And it's another way, if you have an extra room or a couch, to earn extra income.
Yes, it is. Especially if you're empty nesters or if you've got young adult children, it's time to get those children out of your house. If they are able to figure out how to support themselves, then they need to be encouraged to just fly the nest, and you need to take your house and make guest rooms if you're comfortable with that. Now, I know not everybody is comfortable with having people in their home, but there's ways that you can screen people during the reservation process so you feel like you know who's walking in your door. And anyway, it's just a great option for earning extra income, especially if, like I said, you're heading towards your golden years. Like if you're in your 40s, 50s, 60s, being an Airbnb host can be an excellent, excellent option. Or if you're younger and you have a mother-in-law suite and a lock-off kind of a thing, that's also an option.
We know a family that travels quite a bit, and they have their house very sparsely decorated. And so when they travel, they rent out their house while they're gone, and it pays for their trip.
That's awesome.
See, so yes. Laura, if you keep your apartment sparsely decorated. When you
It's
travel,
most definitely not sparsely decorated.
when you travel, you could rent it out and somebody else.
That's a
could
lot.
stay there.
That's a lot. Okay, what other questions did we have? You said there were a couple.
Let me see.
Okay. Barb, I hope I answered your question.
I think that's the only one. There's several people who chimed in on napkins.
Okay.
They use cloth napkins. One person said that she uses washcloths, not napkins.
Interesting.
Yep.
Interesting.
And several people said there were problems with the sound, and we apologize. We tested, but we didn't realize that the Skype app that we're using wouldn't pipe the sound in through our audio app, so it's coming through the speaker. So we're just trying new things.
Okay.
So let's see. I think that's about it. We got people from Connecticut saying it's windy, New York saying it's cold.
Oh, I bet it is.
Washington saying hello.
Hi, everybody.
Somebody from New Zealand, Fiona from New Zealand.
Hi, Fiona.
Fiona, if you're still listening, we need to know how that budget system is working for you.
Yeah.
I think you bought one from us.
Yes. Okay.
And let's see what else. That's pretty much it.
Okay.
This has been a fun visit.
It has been a fun visit. And remember to visit Laura's blog at LifeOfTheDifferentlyAbled.com.
I have over 1,000 pieces of content to date.
Yes.
And I've been doing it since 2009. So.
Okay, and if you have any other questions, just put them in the feed. We'll go through the news feed after the broadcast and we'll answer anything that's in there. Thank you for joining us tonight. It's really been a wonderful collab, hasn't it, Laura?
I appreciate the opportunity and thank you guys for having me.
Okay, and we will see you next week. I believe next week Steve and Annette are going to share side hustles. We're going to share hobbies that you can do, and some of them are definitely side hustles to create income. So we're going to be talking about that. We've got a blog that's ready to go up with 45 50 inexpensive hobbies. And some of those, like I said, are side hustles. And so that's going to go up, and we're going to be talking about that next week. All right. We will see you then. This is Annette, and Steve is here doing tech. Economides from Money Smart Family, and Laura Forde from Life of the Differently Abled. And we're going to say goodnight, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks for having me.
Bye, Laura.
Okay, bye, Laura. Bye-bye.
Bye. I'm still here, by the way.